Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of the Confusion Thursday Night Hangout.
How do we know it's Thursday?
According to the calendar, the Gregorian calendar, right? Gregorian?
Damn it, you already answered before I could ask. You knew what was coming.
Girl.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen, I, of course, am your host, Charlie, and I'm joined once again by the prolific economy himself, Zealeus.
Oh, hello.
Ah, hello.
You know what
Zealeus?
I'm actually really enjoying?
The Nintendo Switch?
Well, that and all this rain.
I feel the sarcasm.
No. I actually love the rain.
I personally...
There's no sarcasm in that. I actually am enjoying the rain.
No, I too like the rain, but there are people who are becoming super duper depressed.
Well, then they should get an indoor light to emulate the sun. They exist somewhere.
Yes. I think they're at gardening stores.
And plus, the weekends I actually...
Or animal stores, and they're like a terrarium light for like lizards and turtles and stuff.
All right, not but evolved lizards.
Or frogs. Or turtles.
I don't know.
Turtle.
Yeah, who knows?
Who knows? Anyway, so ladies and gentlemen, this is the Thursday Night Hangout. This is a show for you, by you, where you provide us with the topics, or we could just go off the topics that we have at our disposal.
So many choices. It's like a choose-your-own-adventure.
Indeed. All right, so...
What was the last time you read a choose-your-own-adventure?
2 months ago.
I'm impressed you actually have an answer to that.
Because Brody has 3 of them.
Dude. So here's a real question.
Yes, sir.
When you did choose your adventure books on your own back in the day, did you basically try to work backwards from the end forward?
Fuck no.
What?
No.
Oh, that was half the fun.
No. It's not a... It's the only time that I worked from the end going backwards is when I'm trying to do a maze, because I could figure out a maze faster from the end than I can from the start. But for a choose your own adventure, I wanted that surprise. Now, the unfortunate thing is if I got the best story the first time around, it really sucked if I tried to take the branching paths and going, oh, I died.
Oh, I love seeing working backwards and figuring out how to get to where I was. I thought that was more fun.
No, it'd be like reading the last 4 pages of a book and then starting at the beginning or something. I don't know. It's weird.
Because you don't have diverging paths in a regular novel. In a choose your own adventure, you do. So it's more of a mini game then. Mm-hmm. They're playing within the choose your own adventure.
I don't know.
Nah. So now I'm a cheater, man.
Yeah, man, you're cheating.
Okay, I'm okay with that.
Because you're looking. I mean, it would be like finding that 100% completion ending scene in a game and basically rewinding time where you start with all the items and slowly they all subtract.
So that Benjamin Button, the video game.
Memento, the video game.
That'd be actually a really interesting concept.
It would. Bizarre as hell, but...
No, it just hurts my brain trying to think of how a game like that would work and be fun.
Diverging storylines. You are a person who's playing this game. You're playing as the player of a game being played.
Well, so here's the question. Most people when they play games, they want scaling abilities, right? The more you play, it gets a little more complex.
Mm-hmm.
So as you devolve, get younger, whatever it is, how do you keep your abilities complicated and able to level them up if you're supposed to basically be going back?
So basically what you're going to do is you're going to start the game as an immortal and you're just going to become a wuss by the end. Mm-hmm. However, the level and strength of the enemies will be going down as well. So you'll still feel the burn, as it were.
There you go.
But if you're playing it backwards, hypothetically, if you're playing it backwards, are we taking into consideration that you're playing the perfect game? You don't die.
Well, no, you can die. It's
No. Would you script death in there? Be like, if let's say I'm playing a game and there's 4 bosses and I died once on boss 2 and 3 times on boss 4. That's how I played. Now reverse it. Do I immediately die 3 times and then I beat the boss and then boss 2 comes around, I die twice and then it goes?
That'd be a good way of actually doing a divergent storyline. So depending on how you defeated or did not defeat that boss can be how like your storyline basically gets back to its origin story.
Kidiyami says, reminds me of a game me and my friend wanted to make where the MC, it was super, main character was super OP'd, but as you use the main character skills, you slowly kill them. The buddies you pick up on the way are the ones who get slowly stronger.
Interesting.
Interesting. There's actually a game which I fucking hate, but I'm going to tell you about it. And I'm going to Google this real quick. It is a Breath of Fire game. It's like, oh God.
What console was it on, do you remember?
PlayStation 2.
Oof. You know, PlayStation 2 is still the most selling console of all time.
There it is. Breath of Fire Dragon Quarter. So,
But there's dragons.
But the thing is, so you're able to transform into a dragon. However, you're only allowed to transform into a dragon so many times through the entire game, and there's no way to reset that counter.
Yeah. So if you do it like 3 times,
early on,
times, then you're like,
yeah.
Well, good luck in the rest of the game, guys.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought I was getting a really cool game, but all I got was a very frustrating game. So anyways, yes. I'll hold off on that for a second. So let's talk about some exciting news. First of all, the rumor has it that the highly successful Sonic the Hedgehog movie already has a superstar actor going, I'm in for the sequel.
I'm in? Wait, we're in? We're going to be in it?
No, we're not going to be in it. But a superstar actor goes, I'm in for the next one. And that superstar is the one and only Dwayne Johnson, a.k.a. The Rock.
That man sells movies.
The rumor is that he will be playing the part of Knuckles.
Oh, interesting.
Very.
He's a big man.
He is a very big man.
He's got big muscles.
Indubitably.
Cool. Did you see Sonic the Hedgehog, the movie?
No, I want, Brody did. My son did, and he loved it. My mother-in-law was like, it's too fast. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I've not seen it.
But I've heard so many good things about it.
Really?
Yeah. I've heard that. I mean, hell, Rotten Tomatoes gave it a really good score, too.
I have not seen it, and it's honestly none of my radar.
See?
Oh, well, there you go.
You listen to the masses, damn it. Sonic the Hedgehog got a...
Now?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
93 on Fandango, got a 64 on Rotten Tomatoes, but I think that's because of user scores, because it's all over the place. But I've heard that it's really good.
Interesting.
And I think they might actually give it a couple extra bonus points simply because they went back and redid all the CG for Sonic, so he actually looks like Sonic and not some methed out hedgehog.
I don't know. Maybe that can make the story more interesting. Meth the Hedgehog?
No.
Meth Hog?
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, let's introduce the children to methamphetamines and a creepy ass blue hedgehog that could talk.
But if he dies in the end, then it's a big sign of kids. Don't do meth, because then you'll die.
Jeez, are we talking about like? Are we talking? Okay, 64% on Tomato Meter, 93% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. There it is. That was.
So what's the difference between the Tomato Meter and the?
That's the critics versus the actual audience.
Isn't that how it usually is?
For most movies, yes, because it's not artsy and fartsy enough. It doesn't have critically acclaimed. Almost real but not really real story that's historically not quite accurate but looks accurate.
Sounds like your kind of movie.
No, it sounds like every Oscar movie. Okay, so if the critics hate it, it's really a good movie. Or it's so bad, it's good. Case in point, there's a phenomenal movie called Grandma's Boy. I love it. My wife hates it. With a passion. I love it.
That's an Adam Sandler movie, isn't it?
It's an Adam Sandler buddy movie. So it's one of his. I mean, Sandler's company produced it, and he came to the set a couple times, but he doesn't actually make a.
I mean, that's what he basically turned into. Like all this Netflix stuff, it's basically a giant reason for Adam Sandler and his buddies to go have like a giant party for a couple months while they film.
Yeah.
I mean, more
why
power
not?
to them. I mean, sounds like a great thing to me.
It sells tickets, and to be honest with you, I know a lot of people panned that movie that they had on Netflix, Murder Mystery. I liked it. I thought it had him and Jennifer Aniston, and I liked it. A lot of people thought it was shit, but I liked it. But, I've got better taste than everyone. No, I'm just kidding. Maybe. I don't know. Depends on the movie. Oh, speaking of movies or TV shows or whatever, I accidentally went down a terrible rabbit hole this week.
That sounds like a very intentional accident.
No, see, you know, like sometimes when you're browsing the internet and you come across top blah, blah, blah of this category.
Yes,
I accidentally stumbled upon a top 50 anime of all time.
So there's an anime on there that you had not seen that was on Netflix?
No. It wasn't Netflix. It was one of those damn ranker things.
Yeah.
And, oh, buddy, there was so much wrong with that.
Because
so much
you
wrong.
are the master anime critic?
Well, no, I mean, like, I understand that my taste is going to be different than anyone's taste in anime or TV shows or movies. No one's going to completely, line up 100%. However, that being said, there are some grossly out of place animes that were in that list. Also, when you do those freaking lists, for the love of all's holy, make sure the fucking thing you're submitting isn't already in the list. Because in the top 50, I can't remember what site it was, but in the top 50, Great Teacher Onizuka, GTO, was listed 3 times.
Was it 3 times as great?
I mean, it was a phenomenal.
Each time it got better.
Don't get me wrong, but if it's the same thing, just look at the damn list before you submit. Also, I just, I didn't agree with some of them, and they put like Cowboy Bebop near the bottom, and that made me very angry.
You sound a little bit biased there.
Cowboy Bebop was my gateway drug to anime.
Well, it's like ranking a Lotus Wars is never in any ranking, and that's my favorite.
No, actually, it wasn't one of them, but it was like the best fantasy animes of all time. It got its genre category. But yeah, no. It was an interesting experience, and because of that, I went down a freaking rabbit hole, and I was.
Was there like a usual like number one like on different surveys or?
I would say, I think the most. I would say the ones that appeared closest to the top had to be like Dragon Ball, One Piece, Attack on Titan.
See that right there makes me angry.
What was the other one? There's another one.
That's why it's all about taste. Is like I feel like Attack on Titan got terrible.
Are we talking the live action or the actual anime?
No, the actual anime.
Which, by the way, I watched the live action, but I accidentally watched it in reverse. Which was funny as hell. I'm like, how do they know this stuff? What? And then I watched the next one. I'm like, what?
Is that kind of like Fate Zero? If you watch like the wrong order, it's like, oh,
yeah, sort of.
Like it doesn't make a big difference.
Right. It's like the big twist is revealed at the end of the movie, which I thought was the first. I'm like, oh, that's kind of weird. Where's the next movie gonna go? And it's like the next movie is actually the first movie. It's like, oh no, we've got these guys attacking us. We don't know who they are. I'm like, oh, I screwed up on that one. There's another anime I just can't think of it off the top of my head that people are like drooling over. And then, of course, it opens up the argument of what is and what is not an anime.
SAO was extremely popular.
SAO was not on any list.
Well, the first season of SAO was good, and then subsequent seasons were not as good. Of course, always is that should be on the list is Last Airbender.
Most people don't consider that anime.
So it's a cartoon?
Yes.
So what's the difference between anime and a cartoon?
That, my friends, it is like a 4-hour discussion. And I'm just going to grab this one. Let's see, Tokyo Ghoul.
Okay.
7 Deadly Sins. That's actually a good one. Hunter x Hunter. That's a good one. Assassination Classroom. That's... What the hell? Oh. Naruto, Full Metal Alchemist, One Piece, Noragami.
So aren't there like two different Full Metal Alchemists, though? I'm very confused.
Sort of. It's the same concept as like the two different Hellsings or the now three different Berserks, where it's basically the same thing, but it's not, because it's one of them is closer to the manga than the TV. Than one is more like the writers came up with fun little twists, and the other one is this came straight from the manga.
Okay, so what's the first one on the list that you see that's like, no, this should not be?
Okay, Jesse needs to stop texting me.
He knows we're on the show.
I know. I think that's why he's trying to submit it, and I will get to it in a second. He wants us to talk about Last of Us series adaptation in the works at HBO from Chernobyl writer.
Well, damn it, why is he not in the chat telling us?
I don't know, unless he's trying to do it in Facebook and Facebook's not updating.
I doubt it.
Which could very likely be the case as well. Nope. Okay, let me look at this list here. Akami got killed. That's good.
I like that.
Full Metal Alchemist. Yep, that's good. Magi. Yep, I'm good with that one.
I don't see Fairy Tail.
I don't like Code Guys. I just don't. It's just Dragon Balls. There's Dragon Ball and then Dragon Ball Z. Usually it's the anime caught up to the manga and had to make something to fill in while it continued. Full Metal Alchemist is one of the few to make an actual plot rather than a filler. Right. Oh, don't talk. And I fucking hate fillers. There's Fairy Tail right there. Yep. My Hero Academia, One Piece. See, that's the second time One Piece has been listed in the same fucking thing. Berserk. Soul Eater, Overlord, One Punch Man, Hellsing.
The Fate Zeros.
Bleach, Hellsing Ultimate, which is Death Note, Samurai Champloo, Dead Man Wonderland. So I mean, Neon Genesis Evangelion, Kill la Kill, Rurouni Kenshin. I would have put that higher than 60. Dragon Ball Super, Pokemon. I mean, Yu-Gi-Oh!
But it's also
Trigun at 71. What the hell's wrong with you?
I think that's interesting though. So they list like Fate two different times. Then you see SAO 2, which was much worse than the first SAO, I think. But like,
there's SAO again.
When do you consider it like different seasons of the same anime versus completely different animes like they're doing here? So like, take for instance like Full Metal Alchemist is like 100 episodes, right?
No, God no.
Is it?
No, it's like 26, dude.
I thought one of the Full Metals was really long.
No. I'm pretty sure it's not. I will look it up, though.
Yeah, I thought one was really long. I don't remember which one it is, but I thought the one that was on Netflix was like crazy
Netflix.
long.
You mean the movie?
No, the actual anime.
Pretty sure it's not. But I will double check for you, sir.
No, I'm curious, man.
Let's see here. The anime series is...
Does it tell us?
Okay, so that is there's the first one. That has... hold on. Damn it. How many episodes?
I can't read that far anyways.
I'm looking. 51 episodes.
Okay.
There you go.
See? Somewhere in between 24 and 100, whatever.
There you go. I said 26, by the way.
Okay. But like when it's that long, so it's longer than like the two Fates combined, but yet it's one ranking, whereas the two different Fates are two different rankings. So let's
if you want to talk about long-going anime, let's just go with One Piece. And they listed it in volumes, not episodes, because there's so many. There's 95 volumes of One Piece, which basically breaks down into...
so this is the anime we're talking about now?
Mm-hmm. It breaks down into 923 episodes.
That's a lot of episodes.
One Piece.
How much material can you come up with for 900 episodes?
How much fun filler can you do? No, I think with some of the anime, when you have a huge cast like that, you have the ability to maybe put emphasis on different characters during different seasons. I mean, or you could go the Dragon Ball Z route of the main attraction is Goku fighting Frieza, but the battle is actually going to take over. It's going to actually be pushed across 10 episodes because each episode is going to feature 3 Goku punches and a kick, and Frieza's going to do 1 special attack and then almost die, but come back even stronger. And they're going to do it 10 times.
What happens in the rest of the episode?
Bulma's adventure with Krillin.
Sure. I've never actually watched Dragon Ball Z.
Anyways, so the question about what is and what isn't anime, it's up to the individual. But some people say, well, it's got to come from Japan, which is total bullshit because there's a lot of anime out there that doesn't come from Japan. They come from like Korea and China and other places, and there's actually a couple here in the U.S. But that people, if they actually did the research, would know. But no. I don't know. I feel it's just like the flow of the anime, the flow of the writing and the movement.
Because like Last Airbender totally feels like an anime to me, and like every
a lot of people are really split on that. To be honest with you, it's quite interesting.
Well, that's not really a universe I delve too deeply in, so I will take your word for it, sir.
Okay, so changing.
What do you think?
What is and what isn't an anime? Or do I think that
Yes.
Last Airbender is an anime?
Or
No.
a cartoon?
It's I don't like to use the word cartoon. Cartoon is very misleading because when you hear the word cartoon, you think, oh, it's like
Scooby-Doo!
It's like kid stuff on Saturday mornings. It's not.
But you don't think it's anime?
But at the same time, it definitely appeals to a very wide age range.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
But I don't. It has a different like pace to it. I think it like I said, it has it's a certain flow. I just don't. I mean, don't get me wrong. Avatar: The Last Airbender, phenomenal series, but I just don't consider it anime.
Fair enough.
But then there are people who are like, well, was Ruby?
Again, I would consider that an anime.
And they're split completely down the middle on that one too.
I guess I have a pretty simple perspective. If it's geared towards adults, it's probably an anime. Or if it could be watched and enjoyed by adults. I don't know. I don't really watch enough to really care.
Okay. Well, anywho, because if you go, well, if it's enjoyed by adults, then it's anime. Well, what about Adventure Time and Steven Universe and the Squidbillies and the whatever else is on Adult Swim these days?
Let's just enjoy the shows.
Indeed.
For their awesomeness.
All right, so let's change gears. Let's go over to the video game side. And ladies and gentlemen, at first glance, I have to say that Riot Games might have created something that Blizzard is going to wish was what Overwatch could be. Riot Games has created a new title called Valorant, and most critics are calling it a mix between CS:GO and Overwatch.
Okay,
as a hybrid. That right there is very interesting because you got two very popular eSports games and then a hybrid of the two.
So basically, they're trying to jump into the FPS realm.
Yes. New free-to-play first-person shooter title, Valorant, coming out this summer. Previously codenamed Project A, is a 5v5 character-based game in which players control a cast of characters with unique abilities.
So does it mean they're gonna like try to basically take on the Nexus and be like a MOBA, control your lanes?
I don't know. From the gameplay trailer Riot released, the premise is a bit of a mix between Valve's Counter-Strike Global Offensive and Blizzard's Overwatch. Players select one character from a roster of 12 that Riot hopes to have at launch. The first build has 8 characters, including Brimstone, a commander who uses incendiary grenades and airstrikes, and Jet, a fighter who has a dash and smoke bomb ability. Players load into the game where they are given money to purchase guns and items for that round in the buy phase. At the end of each round, teams are given more money, with the winning team getting more, to buy better weapons. Each character seems to have abilities that you can also buy at the start of the round, and from some CS:GO professionals who got early access to test Valorant, a purely tactical in nature, the abilities.
So it takes on the MOBA approach of being able to upgrade your abilities in game, which is kind of like we were talking about last week before with Overwatch, where if they were to ever actually change that static layout to basically being able to upgrade it to make it a more adaptive gameplay style would be interesting to see.
Right. Good Lord. Riot teased new details from a plethora of games it's been working on, including Valorant, and then other titles, including its card game, Legends of Runeterra, a mobile version of League of Legends called Wild Rift, and an unnamed action RPG. Which I'm very interested to see about the action RPG. Is it going to be single player? Is it going to be?
It's multiplayer.
Is it? It would be quite the curveball if it was more emphasis on single player play instead of
I think
on multiplayer.
Riot Games though sees the money on the wall of these multiplayer free to play games and how they can milk the shit out of that. But in a way, people will still buy and not get pissed off.
How about this? If there's a price tag on the game, it's very likely got a single player campaign in it. If it's free to play, it's totally online centric.
No, I would agree with that assessment, but giving Riot's history, I would be very, very surprised if it has a price tag on it to play.
I guess we'll find out.
That's just Riot's thing, is online gameplay with buying stuff.
But I have to say that, I had a little brief look-see at the trailer, and it looks good. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of CSGO simply because it's too realistic. But the abilities and skills that kind of are a little bit fun in Valorant kind of give a little bit more of a fantasy feel to it.
I mean, they've shown with League of Legends, they obviously know how to first create and then sustain, which is the harder part.
Yes.
Is really that sustainment of a popular eSports.
League of Legends, actually, I think last year they celebrated their 10th year. Is that right?
That's crazy. So I guess that's the big question is, can they do the same thing with these other games?
Yep.
And kind of create. So that, I think, actually, maybe that might be the more interesting question to me.
Yep. End of last year was League of Legends' 10th anniversary.
So we got League of Legends, Legends of Runeterra, and this game, they're all PvP centric, right?
Mm-hmm.
Action RPGs usually think of being PvE oriented, maybe with a dash of PvP. So I think that'll be an interesting question to see is, does their potential action RPG is it still PvP centric somehow? Because them going PvE like a, Diablo or Path of Exile, something like that, that would be a major deviation from their normal modus operandi. So that'd be my biggest question is, how much does it lean into the PvP eSports arena versus like, hey, let's try something else about. Maybe it will be different.
That would be very interesting. I just don't know. That is a very good question. I guess we'll have to see.
I mean, an action RPG from Riot Games, that's very likely something that I'll be keeping my radar on.
Absolutely.
I will definitely be curious about that one.
Absolutely.
Because in a way, like, League of Legends is any kind of way, it's like a PvP-centric action RPG.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Now, of course, since our good buddy Jesse texted the crap out of me to talk about this next story, and I kind of already hinted at it, let's talk about The Last of Us being adapted into an HBO TV series. First of all, Last of Us is by Naughty Dog Studios, which, if this were to actually get off the ground, that'd be awesome. Hopefully it does not follow the path of Uncharted, which I think is on like director number 6 or something, I think. But basically, it's the project. I love this thing. The project is intended to be a TV series. Yes, you said it's going to be adapted into a TV series. It'd be really weird if you say it's going to be adapted to a TV series. It's a movie.
You're allowed to repeat your title in the story.
It's like, I watched a bunch of episodes of the show. It's a show for TV that you watch.
On your TV.
On your TV. Consecutively. In things episodic.
Where stuff happens.
And there's a storyline where characters continue to do things.
There might be some dialogue interspersed with some
action.
Drama.
And drama. And red herrings. Which, if you don't know what a red herring is, Google it. After the show. Not now. But anyways, all kidding aside, so basically, this guy, the guy who's writing, the guy behind making the Last of Us TV series is a gentleman by the name of Craig Mazin. He's the guy behind Chernobyl. He's also working on the upcoming Borderland movie, which
There's a Borderlands movie?
there's going to be. So
Are there lots of guns?
I don't know how you would do a Borderland movie, because literally it's like every single weapon you pick up, it's a roll of the dice and some weird ass amalgamation of we're going to do poison this time with emphasis on penetration with a small magazine clip, but a sniper scope.
Like, because that's the big thing with Overwatch is getting random different weapons. So the big question that I'm going to have at an Overwatch movie is there going to be like people picking up like random weapons and be like, shit, like, dude, I got to upgrade to my shotgun. It now does poison damage. You see like the weapon shoot poison damage?
Mm-hmm.
That'd be kind of fun, actually. Like, because Overwatch doesn't take itself too seriously. It goes over the top with it. So they're going to do the same thing. And
the other question that I would have for like a Borderlands movie is the characters. Are we going to see like a Mordecai, a Roland, a Lilith, and Brick?
well, I think, if they're keeping to the story, you're going to have Lilith because she basically becomes the central figure in the story because she's she's the one who.
Spoilers.
Yep, sorry.
I think we're far enough out.
Well,
what is this? Are we talking Borderlands 1, 2, or 3?
I mean, it's a pretty deep storyline too. Don't forget. I think you have to have Claptrap, right? Actually, I don't think you have to have Claptrap.
That annoying piece of shit. Yes.
If you don't have Claptrap, it's not a movie.
Well, it's not Borderlands.
Thank you. It's not Borderlands. Marcus. Because he's also, or at least like something, because he's also that comic relief. Like his one-line quips about like killing people and stuff, he's great at it.
What's oh my gosh, is it Tiny Tina? You have to have her too. And crap, I already blanked out on the other one. No. I mean, there's so many characters in Borderlands that you would have to have. I don't know, but okay. But he's working on a Borderlands movie and the Last of Us TV series at the same time. I mean, when are we? Do they have like a
I mean, I'll watch an hour and 20 movie of people just shooting and blowing shit up the entire time.
Well, absolutely. But the question then becomes, what's going to come out first?
Oh,
what's its priority? That's basically what I'm saying. You can announce this stuff, but when is it actually coming?
Or is he going to work on both simultaneously?
That would be
crazy,
very difficult to do. Yeah. I believe, in my own opinion. So, I mean, it'd be interesting. To be honest with you, I liked the first. I didn't play the second Last of Us. I played the first one.
I haven't played either of them. I mean, I know it's popular. A lot of people enjoy it. But
let's see what I scored it. Just because I know that 9.1 out of 10.
And when was that? What?
That would have been 2013.
Wow. I forgot it was that old.
Yep.
And plus, now that I'm basically a Switch player, I'm not going to be playing anytime soon.
No. Okay, so transitioning from that to a little bit of sad news.
Sad news?
Ladies and gentlemen, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but Jens Nygaard Knudsen, the inventor of the Lego figurine, passed away this past week. At the age of 78.
Such an iconic piece of American history.
I know. Well, world history.
Well, I mean, yes.
Oh man, he lost his battle to ALS, which is just absolutely even sadder. My gosh, I've got so many freaking Lego figurines, and my son just got a new one off of.
Have you given all of them to him?
There's actually like a container right outside this door that's just filled with random Lego pieces from my youth.
Nice.
That my mom gave them. But then again, I was never one of those people who are like, I have to build exactly what the instructions say. I'd build that and then immediately tear it up and then be like, I want to build something different.
But then you also roll it down the stairs to see how well does it stand up to collisions.
Are we allowing for super glue or no?
No.
Then
Lame.
it doesn't work.
It's still fun to try.
Oh, absolutely. Don't get me wrong. I mean, yeah.
No, you can't super glue pieces. That's cheating.
Now, speaking of cheating or doing things illegal.
You're cheating at Legos now? What
No.
the hell, man?
Apparently, a former, this is kind of fun, a former Counter-Strike Global Offensive player has potentially been sentenced to 116 years in prison for embezzlement.
That's quite a lengthy stay in prison for embezzlement.
So basically, in a the handler's name is Shay, SHAY. She's basically was, or I guess maybe still is, though she's retired, one of the best female CS:GO players out there. Well, it turns out, first of all, even though that that sentence is for 116 years, that's not the maximum penalty or maximum amount that you can get in Brazil. You can only get to 30 years. So she's getting 86 years knocked off right off the bat. But apparently it's like, well, it's not actually her. It's like her ex-husband and someone else's website, but she was like the face of it. And basically what happened was there was a website that it was like an online retail store, but no one actually got the retail. Like they'd pay shit. I mean, they'd pay out the ass for shit. This stuff, not shit. Maybe shit. I don't know. They didn't get anything.
So basically they scam people for our product that they never received.
Yes.
Nice.
I'm trying to. I can't remember if they actually stated how much money they say that she had.
$1 million.
No, it would have been much more.
$2 million.
Oh my God! Please don't go up by one every single time. But basically, there was over 118 people who allegedly were impacted by this online retail scam. So, multiply that by probably a bare minimum $30-$40. So that's a couple $1,000s right there, but I'm sure that it gets it's much bigger than that.
So not $1 million.
No.
That's sad. If you're going to go to jail for 116 years, you might as well get $1 million out of it.
I'd actually be very interested to see how much. I don't know if they would actually, basically occurred over a 4-year span, 2013 through 2017.
So you're saying is we should sell Altered Confusion shirts, but people don't actually get a shirt?
No, I'd actually sell Altered Confusion shirts and they'd actually get them.
What if you send them like a small shirt that costs less to make than you otherwise would?
Oh, what you're trying to get at is those read the fine print stuff. Like those people when the PlayStation 4 originally came out and people are posting on eBay and in the description it says just a picture, not actual system, and people are still paying $200 for it. Because they're like, oh my God, PlayStation 4, I gotta get it for $200. Oh my God. And then they get a picture.
Yeah, it's kind of douchebaggy.
Yes.
We here are not douchebags. Well, one of us. I'm not going to name which, though.
Okay, so anyways, I hate when, I hate when gamers get in trouble. Now, of course, there are a shit ton of gamers out there who have gotten into trouble. There was those very popular Twitch streamers that got in a shit ton of trouble because they were promoting this kind of like gambling website where you rack up these points for doing stuff. I think it was in CS:GO. I think everything goes through CS:GO. And you would you could trade skins and all this stuff, and you can unlock like limited edition stuff through this website. And they're like, oh my God, look at that. I've been playing so much. I unlocked this. Oh man, that's awesome. Look, I did a random roll and I got this. Turns out they own the website.
I vaguely remember that one.
Yes.
I mean, they're people just like us and they do shady stuff.
Well, I mean, okay, so you have something like that, but then you also have the infamous StarCraft player who started betting against himself and throwing matches because he can make more money off of that. So it's like the Pete Rose of eSports. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, I know that everyone is dying to know about the latest and greatest news about MomoCon 2020, which of course is happening May 21st through the 24th here in Atlanta, Georgia at the Georgia World Congress Center. That'll be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But for Altered Confusion, that will be Thursday, Friday, Saturday, because Charlie's on a plane out of here on Sunday.
The plane.
So anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I do have a couple of announcements here. First of all, this comes as no surprise to anyone that's ever seen Altered Confusion at MomoCon. We've been approved for our table. Now, for the more interesting news and probably something that people actually are dying to know about, and that, my friends, is the panels.
The panels.
Now, as you may have recalled, I did submit 2 panels this year. One is video games changing for the good? Question mark. And then the second panel is called Avoiding Indie Creator Pitfalls.
So many pitfalls.
And I have some news about those 2 panels. We're going to do both of them.
Both of them. That's crazy.
We're going to do both of them. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be doing both of them. Now, video games changing for the good? Question mark. Is currently scheduled and probably will stay scheduled for Thursday. At 7 p.m.
7 p.m.
And then Avoiding Indie Creator Pitfalls is scheduled for Saturday at 4 p.m. Which is going to be a hotspot.
Interesting.
So I definitely need to talk to the one and only amazing Indiecade gentleman behind the scenes. You know who you are. This Ron is an amazing dude who's basically
Ron Burgundy?
No, not Ron Burgundy.
Ron Howard?
Oh my God, no.
Ronald McDonald?
Okay, Slick. Now you're ticking me off. Ron Jones.
Ron Jones?
Yes, Ron Jones. Ron Jones is basically and we, Altered Confusion tries to put a spotlight on independent developers by interviewing them and then kind of like broadcasting to the world. What Ron does is he tries to get in touch with as many indie creators as possible and tries to like bring them together to help pay for like event space at conventions so people can see the games. So he's basically, in the same vein of what we do for Altered Confusion, but at a more, like dev level.
Sure.
So I'll definitely need to be talking to him because I will need him and a couple of other developers there. Because I could tell you, I mean, I've been around enough developers to know the pitfalls, but I think it'd be much more beneficial to actually have someone who's currently in the process of doing the, trying to walk that line of creating a game.
I agree.
But, that, and actually, because of the wording, it says avoiding indie creator pitfalls. It doesn't have to be video games, which means I could pull in some other people.
I know one person you need to figure out how to pull in.
I know. We'll work on it. But anyways, so we have 2 panels, and of course we have the table. I'm still waiting to see if I have my media credentials. I'm praying, I'm hoping, cross my fingers. Technically, at the end of the day, the vast majority of my interviews are on the floor. But it's still good to actually have the press badge on there so that if I need to have like a place to, edit my stuff or write some stuff up, I have the press room to do it in.
I hear that, yo.
But anyways, that's the big news from MomoCon.
Very nice, sir. Very nice.
Indeed. So I'm excited about MomoCon. Of course, MomoCon, once again, is happening May 21st through the 24th here in Atlanta, Georgia, at Georgia World Congress. So you go to MomoCon.com to find out all the information. I believe the tickets currently, I think they're going to go up in price one more time before the...
Yeah, I bought them last year, like right beforehand. I don't remember how much it cost me.
So currently...
They definitely do go up over time. 65.
There we go. 5.9. Okay, so it's from now until May the 9th, it's going to be $68. And then after May the 9th, it's going to be $80.
Ooh, that jumps big time. So buy it now, sir.
Indubitably. Get y'all tickets now. It's well worth it. I love MomoCon, and it's
a big convention hall,
and it's going to be in the bigger convention hall, so it's going to be more. There's going to be more stuff to see.
More stuff.
Vendors, organization tables, artists, developers, demo places, car show, and so much more. Hopefully, I need to reach out to Hero Chiropractic and make sure he's going. I'm pretty sure he is. I think that's got to be. Which, by the way, if you're looking for a phenomenal chiropractor that will come to you, you need to check out Hero Chiropractic. I feel like there was another story I needed to tell you, but I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. Damn it. I will mention that I did post another review, this one, of course, of Dungeon Inc., the game where basically you're trying to make the money, the gold, for this evil big boss. And from time to time, there's going to be these terrible asshat auditors. They're going to make sure that everything's on the up and up. And what you have to do is you have to kill them before they go all the way through your office.
Ooh.
So much fun.
You killed the auditors?
Yeah.
That doesn't sound legal.
They were never here.
But you just told me they were.
Were they?
I believe what you say this time around.
Do you?
This time. There's an exception to every rule, sir.
I don't know.
I think you do, though.
We'll see. In all seriousness, it is a fun game. It definitely... It's one of those games you can hop in, hop out. It's not going to, it's not a... It potentially can be a time sink because you could get lost in the wave after wave of bad guys and trying to upgrade all your floors to make your monster stronger. And then, of course, once you beat the auditors, you get these treasure chests at the end of each raid, and they give you more money, or sometimes they give you additional, upgrade cards. And, of course, you have to get X amount of upgrade cards in order to
what
level up.
What console was this on or device?
Mobile.
What?
Mobile.
Ah, there you go.
Yes. Oh, that's interesting. Overwatch is now banning some heroes in competitive play.
Oh, I did not see that.
What? Blizzard wants to shake up the meta.
The meta will shake your bones.
Oh, Lord. Overwatch 21st season of competitive go... What? 21st season of competitive goes live today, and with it, a new way for Blizzard to mix up the shooter's meta game. Hero bans for heroes. Baptiste, Hanzo, Mei, and Orisa have been temporarily locked out of competitive play, a move that Blizzard hopes will create change in the meta.
Interesting.
Out of those four, which do you think is would have been the most popular character to use in competitive play?
At the lower levels, definitely Mei. Mei is one of those characters who at the lower SRs, the lower strength ratings, Mei is the one who can single-handedly basically just be obnoxious because she's the one who has all the crazy freeze abilities and just pisses people off.
We don't want to piss anyone off.
Now, Orissa's an interesting one because she's basically been your standard regular good to okay tank basically since she was released in Overwatch. And the weird thing about taking out a Mei kind of makes sense because a lot of people just find Mei obnoxious, but Orissa's just a standard tank. But what that also really does, which makes it weird, is you basically now have two main. Really, people for their main tanks basically consider Orisa and Reinhardt. You basically eliminated half of what people consider main tanks.
Gotcha.
By that I mean shield tanks who just kind of sit there with a shield. So basically, you're down to Reinhardt for your really main shield tank. Now you have another guy whose name escapes me right now who has a shield, but it's a different kind of shield. So yeah, that's an interesting choice, I must say.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I know that some of you may have may have Netflix, and you may be aware that there are several different shows that you should definitely check out. Netflix originals. One of the more popular at this current moment, I think maybe the popularity is kind of dying down because it's been out for a while, of course, is The Witcher. And of course, I am late to the party. And I have to say that after I know, I haven't watched all of them, but I have to say, after watching, I don't know how many episodes, probably, I don't know. I have this to say. I love what was that guy's name? Henry
Cavill.
Yeah, how he's playing Geralt. Got no issues with that.
Mm-hmm.
For fuck's sake, please tell me when you're going back in time or forward in time, because, oh my God.
Doesn't that mess with your head?
It's like one scene, the minstrel's with Geralt, and he's like, oh, let's sing another song. And the very next scene is like, hey, I haven't seen you for 10 years. We both look identical. Ha 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 ha. I'm like, what the fuck just happened?
It took me actually a while to figure out that these random time jumps were happening. And
it's so confusing.
Yes, no, it's some of the stuff that happens with the actual kingdom, whose name I forget now.
No.
But well, you had the queen and king. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, but there's
but some of the time jumps happen with them, and same thing.
I was like, wait, she's not dead? Oh, this is before. Okay, what the?
Like for a while, I was like, wait, was there like a resurrection spell I missed?
Exactly. I'm like, huh?
Did she come back from the dead? Like, there's a storyline, but yeah. So some of the time jumps were very. It was a very interesting creative choice not to have like any kind of time reference on screen. I was gonna say it was an interesting choice.
So confusing.
Yeah, no, that was the most confusing part.
All you gotta do is put like 10 years ago, 9 years ago. I understand that in some TV shows when they do a flashback, usually have like some kind of a calendar system. So it'd be like year 18 BY. BY of course is
Bring your own booze.
Bring your own booze. Blue years or something, But of course, like I understand, like maybe The Witcher doesn't have that kind of calendar, but at the same time, just tell me it's like 10 years in the past or something. Don't let me go like halfway through the episode going, oh fuck, this happened a while ago, and we're reliving it.
And the problem is like the contextual clues to maybe pick up on 10 years in the future versus the past, like you said. Everybody looks so similar where
it's like there's one character that someone finds. They're like, oh, you've been hiding for 10 years. Like, what? They're hiding in 10 years? Didn't she just come to this? What's going on?
I'm still really sad over one thing that happened in the first episode, though.
First episode?
One of the characters.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But also, if you are a Netflix person, congratulations! Season 3 of Castlevania is now available. Now, of course,
it's awesome.
I'm sure it's awesome. I do not consider that season 3. I consider that season 2. The second season I consider season 1, and I call season 1 the cock tease. You can't do just 4 fucking episodes that's basically just like prologue and go, ta-da! This is where the story really starts. And then you have to wait a year for it.
So it's like season 0 almost.
Yes, season 0. There you go. I call it, but I'll just call it cock tease. Because it's just like, we're going to show you all this awesomeness. That's going to be the season, but we're going to do 4 episodes.
So now might actually be a good time to jump into Castlevania if you haven't watched it before, is what you're saying.
Yes. Now, okay, so this is a question for the audience as well as Zealeus. There are certain people out there who will not basically tune in or throw their attention towards a show until X amount of seasons have happened. Mm-hmm. What is the bare minimum number of seasons up for a show for you to jump in? If you're not immediately going, oh my God, I have to watch this day one.
I'd probably say 2 to 3. Because usually what I'll do with television shows is like, if it only is on, and usually the reason I wait to see if it's going to get that momentum to be continued. Mm-hmm. So like, for instance, Sarah Connor Chronicles, I never watched because I know it was canceled. Mm-hmm. And so television shows like that don't last, I'm like, nope, not going to invest the time into it. So I usually wait a couple of seasons to see, like, okay, is this actually going to be renewed for a couple of seasons to really get that story going? Now there's exceptions like The Witcher, which I'm like, screwed, I'm just going to watch it.
Well, I mean, the thing is with like for me, like The Witcher is more, I guess, recent for me because I've played all three of them, and I played the first two like back to back, but way after the initial release, so it's still fresh in my mind. Whereas Castlevania for me goes all the way back to Dracula's Curse, which is Castlevania 3 on the original NES. So and it's not the first time that a Belmont has been part of an animated series.
Who? Belmont?
Yes, Belmont. The main character family in all the Castlevanias, their last name is Belmont.
I never played Castlevania.
You've watched the anime, haven't you?
No.
Jesus almighty. Who am I sitting next to?
Why do you think I just said now might be a good time to jump into Castlevania?
I thought you were talking to the general public. I didn't know that you haven't jumped in yourself. Which, by the way, okay, so just for reference, the first season was 4 episodes. The second season was 8 episodes. And I was really hoping that the third season would be 12, but it's only 10. Mother...
But that's 2 more than before, sir.
Yes, but anywho, the first 2 seasons are gorgeous. I like the story once the actual story starts. So check it out if you want to. There's another series out there. I don't know if it's actually going to have legs enough for a return, but I hope it does. And that, of course, is October Faction.
I don't know that one.
October Faction is basically... There's so many of these type of shows out there, and that's why I don't know if it's got legs. It's basically, there's a secret organization that tries to take care of, like, monsters that creep in the night and try to keep the general masses oblivious to the fact that there's witches and vampires and ghouls and zombies and werewolves. Actually, it's a lot like Grimm. Have you ever seen the TV show Grimm?
I have not, but I know of it.
Okay, so Grimm, you've got this guy. He's a Grimm, which basically he's the guy who basically kills the monsters that lurk in the dark. But of course, turns out not all monsters are bad. Oh. Some of them just want to live their fucking lives, man. And of course, it's the same thing as here. But of course, they've been fed lies. So blah 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 blah. It's actually, I mean, I liked it. It was a little bit weird for me because one of the main characters played a role in a TV show called Bones for basically the entire run of the show.
Which character?
Cam. So it was really weird to see her as like a badass monster shooting heroine.
I could see it, actually.
I mean, I could, but it was just weird because I'm like, okay, where's Bones? Where's Booth? Where's Hodges? Where's Angela?
Yeah.
Which, by the way, if you've never seen Bones, those are just character names in Bones.
Yep.
But yeah.
That's a good show.
Yeah. I kind of got a little bit near the end.
To be fair, I only watched like the first 6 out of how many seasons were there? I don't even know.
Oh my God. I don't know.
It was a long running show. I know that.
Bones TV show.
Number of seasons. Survey says 12.
12.
Yeah, so I watched half of it, and yeah.
I think I got into the 7th one, and I was just like,
Did you see them get married?
Yes.
Okay.
I saw him have a baby.
Oh, wow.
Jockeyholic. Hey, real quick. Dude on my screen to the right has a mic that isn't picking up his voice as as his... Okay, so your right would be...
Me. Yeah, mine, actually, yeah, if you watch the mic mix, it definitely is a little bit lower. So, yeah.
Hold on, let me make sure that I'm actually...
Plugged in.
How about this, Jukey-holic?
Oh, I'm hitting the yellow now. That looks better. Maybe? I don't know.
You also keep walking back from the mic.
This is true. I do have a habit of doing that.
Zealeus has a habit of slouching.
I am the captain of slouching.
It comes in clear on my end. Sweet. No, to be honest with you, I should know that because I'm the one who edits the video and the podcast.
You know that I slouch?
No, that your audio is a little bit
Comes in and
more.
out because I do that.
Well, because what I have to end up doing is I have to basically equalize both of our sides out, and then I put it in mono instead of stereo, so that both our channels are one. I know stereo would sound so much cooler, but do you really? It's weird to have just my voice in this one and his voice in that one.
So what I need is a wireless lapel mic. And then it doesn't matter where I sit. I could be like standing on top of the table and you'd hear me just the same.
I don't want you to stand on the table. To be honest with you, I don't know if the table could take that because of the sheer amount of weight literally on that side of the table.
It's over a leg. It's fine. That's not actually applying any force on the. It's like sitting on the table.
You think it isn't?
But
it is.
Nope.
The table's starting to bow.
That's fine.
No, it's not fine.
I'm gonna undo the bowing by standing on it.
No, please. Sorry. What were you both talking about, Bones? To kind of go back. So I was talking about a show called October Faction, which is currently on Netflix. It came out maybe like a month or two ago. One of the main characters is the actress for October Faction. Also played a character named Cam, which is basically in the entire series of Bones. And so what I was telling Zealeus, my co-host here, was that when I was watching the first couple episodes, I'm like, Cam, where's Bones and Booth and Hodges and Angela? Where are they? Which, of course, all those names, once again, are characters from Bones.
So, change the subject. I have a question for you, sir.
Yes, sir.
So, this week, I bought myself as a present a Nintendo Switch.
About damn time.
It is, sir. So, my question to you is, what game or games do I need to buy to suck up my soul with?
Okay, real quick. Kittyami, no. I was saying Grim, that October Fiction is more like Grim in the storyline where you have the secret society or group that kills or tries to rein in the monsters that lurk in the night. And of course, some of them are not bad, but of course, everyone's like, well, they have to be bad. They're monsters, right? But now, moving back to yours, Switch games that you have to have. Knowing you don't like a lot of... yes, Cam is in October Faction.
Portal Knights. I've heard a good thing about Portal Knights.
To be honest with you, I really like Luigi's Mansion 3. I never wrote a review for it, but I really liked it.
What type of game is it?
It's kind of like an adventure game where you're kind of ghost hunting. And it's got like puzzles and stuff that you have to do. And of course, you're trying to collect ghosts and then, of course, upgrade your equipment. You're trying to save all of your friends who have been trapped in paintings throughout this hotel. I really liked it. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. It was a really good game from start to finish. I didn't know. This is the first ever Luigi Mansion I ever played. And from what I've heard from a lot of people, is the best Luigi Mansion.
So it's the one to get.
Yeah. I'm going to be honest with you. I got caught. I always get caught up in the fad that is Pokemon. However, I haven't gotten Sword or Shield simply because that's such a time sink. And you want to talk about super duper grind. And also the fact, and I've said this many, many times, when it comes to RPGs, I kind of lock on to like the first couple characters you get, and I don't like to deviate from it. Emerald.
I played Pokemon Go. It's the only Pokemon I've ever played.
I believe Emerald was the first Pokemon I played. But so when it comes to Pokemon or any game where you have a humongous roster of characters, I hate kind of like expanding past the first set. Once my party is full.
Wait, aren't you like a JRPG person? So how'd you ever play those when you have like 80 characters?
I just stuck with the number of characters that first popped up, and I might have switched one or two out if like they're all like fighters and I need more of a tank guy. Then I would throw a tank guy in there, and then he would stay in the party forever.
Gotcha.
So with Pokemon, it's basically like you'd see I've got like level, I don't know, I'm just going to throw it, I don't remember the levels, but let's say I have a level 50 Pokemon, then another level 48 Pokemon, maybe a level 37 Pokemon, and everyone else is like 2, through 9.
So you don't spread the love.
Fuck no.
Aw, it's very sad.
No, I mean it's like he had his own crew and named the crew the real cool boys and gals that can get me the badges brigade. Yes, literally. I mean that's I would keep with the same Pokemon. It's the same as I want to advance the storyline. I don't want to grind to maybe this Pokemon or this character is going to be like the ultimate character that's going to make me awesome. But totally honest with you, I don't want to spend the time.
So you weren't the completionist who wanted to get like every single little thing.
Yes, I did name them. I named every single one of my freaking Pokemon. Okay. Okay. I did name all my Pokemon, and they were stupid names, and then they made no sense when they evolved because certain Pokemon changed, like, complete appearance. But for Kittyami, good news with Sword and Shield, though, it automatically has EXP share, which is phenomenal for those out there who don't know what EXP share. It basically means that a percentage of the experience points that you gain in your active party gets distributed to those that are not currently in the battle or part of your party. The game I'm playing right now, which is called Labyrinth of Refrain, you get the characters. The active characters get, of course, the EXP, and then any character that's in a passive role that's part of the party gets a fraction of the XP as well. So basically, you can have these you can have like brand new newbie characters sitting in the passive role, and you can basically have them level up without getting hit, and then you could switch them in if you needed to.
So what about like any action RPGs or action slashers?
Oh gosh, I had one, and now you made me forget it.
Because you knew I was going to ask.
Yes,
because those are the ones I usually play. Not Diablo 3.
My name is Jukeholic. How am I going to make fun of names? Well, I played a bunch on Steam. Oh, well, okay. So, I mean, oh my God.
Well, Steam has
a shit ton.
Plethora of them, yes.
Well, to be honest with you, most platforms do. It's just some of them have better quality.
Oh, ain't that the truth? Sir?
You know what? I'm going to cheat. I'm going to grab my Switch, which is just off camera right here, and I will tell you some of the games that I currently have that might be of interest to Zealeus and maybe others. One sec.
It is right there. Can you get it without knocking anything over? Action RPGs are kind of my thing that I love to just chill out and play. I like them. They're fun.
Agreed.
I am playing right now. The one I did get is Cat Quest, which is kind of a action cat RPG game where you're a cat and you have to like save the day. It's a fun game.
Cat Quest.
Yeah, I like that one. And I like it because it's like, you know, you have fighting, you got magic, and there's like a challenge, but it's not like overbearingly challenging. It's just kind of enjoyable. Okay,
so there is a game that I've actually reviewed. It's called Yaga. I don't know if it's exactly up your alley, but it was a fun game.
Oh wait, there's a Cat Quest sequel?
I'm sure there is.
Hot damn.
Let me. Jesus, there's too many games on here. I mean, let's see.
I hate dogs, man. No.
Isle of Dogs is a movie, right? Or is there a game based off that? I heard, like, a lot of people are like, oh, this looks like a cool movie to go see with your kids, but it's not a kid movie.
Of course, Bastion.
Yeah, Bastion, of course.
Well, so what games does Giant Games have? Do they have
on the Switch?
Yeah.
I believe they just have Bastion and Transistor.
Okay.
Yeah, which of course I have both of them. Let's see here. If you like button masher, like combo stuff, I'd definitely go Lapis X Labyrinth. Bastion I bought and played. Okay, so Bastion I have on XBLA for Xbox Live Arcade for the 360. I have it on my my iPad. I have it on PC, and I have it on my Switch.
Nice.
And then Transistor, I have it on PC, my iPad, and the Switch.
Yes.
And I played Pyre, which I have to say is like depressing because it lacks that Supergiant Games feel to it. But I have played the early access of their latest game, which is called Hades, on the PC, and I can't wait for it. Well, the early access is in the Steam, not the Epic Game Store. That one apparently is a full release. makes no sense to me, but whatever. And Supergiant Games has stated that once Hades goes to a full release on Steam, that they'll be looking for other platforms. And swear to God, it needs to come on the Switch. It feels like a Switch game.
So I never actually beat Transistor on the PC. So I may have to get that again.
I'm just going to be totally honest with you. I love the soundtracks off of all of them.
The soundtrack of just sitting there and listening to Transistor is
amazing.
Yes. Fantastic.
I could just listen to that soundtrack all day long.
Okay.
Damn it. Let's see here. Octopath Traveler. Bleh. Well, Octopath Traveler, if you're looking for closure, you ain't going to get it.
Is there going to be a sequel?
No.
No? See, it's funny. I never used the D-pad on the left. I always used the joystick.
Well, my problem is that I have to reset the damn thing because I was holding down a button when I turned it on. So it defaulted to trying to go down.
Nice.
I'm going to be honest with you. A bunch of the, oh my God, Steam Quest games.
SteamWorld games?
SteamWorld, that's right. SteamWorld games. Those are a lot of fun. SteamWorld 1, 2, Hand of Gilgamesh, and Steam.
I did get SteamWorld Heist.
That's fun.
It got hard.
Oh, fuck yeah, I got hard.
I'm at a point now where like, this is hard. And, of course, there's a penalty for dying, which I actually hate.
Yes.
When they do that. I'm like, that's a lot of water I just lost.
In the game that I'm playing right now, Labyrinth Refrain, there is a penalty for losing. Yeah. Basically, all your characters are actually marionettes that have been brought to life. And so during your gameplay, I hear folks love playing Tetris 99. I've heard that as well. I have not played it.
I used to play Tetris a lot on the Nintendo.
I have it on the Game Boy, and it still gives me nightmares. But in Labyrinth Refrain, all your characters are marionettes brought to life, and so there's times in battles where an enemy could break a limb, your head, your chest, one of your arms, both your arms, both your legs. And the interesting concept is that let's say that you are your character wields a two-handed weapon. Well, if you lose one of your hands, it will allow you to do damage, but very little because you can no longer, optimally use the weapon.
That's very sad.
My problem is that I feel like it's almost random when shit breaks because there's some times where I'm like, okay, I'm ready to go. I jump into the area. First of all, once you go into the labyrinth, the area that you're going to be exploring, you have to find a way out to get full credit for it, or you can use something that's called the Witch Bell, which will pull you back out, but at a penalty. So what sucks is you'll get, like I've got all my items, all my characters 100% healed. They've got all their parts. First battle, someone fucking breaks both my main guy's arms.
That's unfortunate.
And the thing about this, about that as well is, I can't use my weapons, is it also takes a chunk off of your health. So you could see your health bar, and it's got a red line that basically says, this is how much max health you can have because you're missing limb or limbs.
Because you've lost some of your health. So it's kind of realistic if you're a marionette.
But the one thing that really pisses me off is that you cannot take for granted the fact that every single enemy that you find in an area is defeatable. There are certain cases where you go to the wrong part of like the first level of the first dungeon, and they have enemies there that will literally one-hit kill you.
Is there like any visual indicator that lets you know, or you just find out by accident, basically?
You just have to pay attention to where you are. There is a visual indicator when it comes to if it is a strong, like mini boss level creature. The representation in the dungeon is different than normal, but there's still monsters that are supposed to be normal monsters that'll literally beat the everyone piss out of you, and you wouldn't know it until you actually get into battle, and then you see them and you try to escape. And whoo, that doesn't end well.
Good luck on that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Two ways. Labyrinth Refrain, good game, tough. And I was checking today. I've actually spent over 50 hours on it.
Ooh.
I don't know how. Well, I do know how.
Quite the time investment, sir.
Yes. So the games that, let me just run down some of the games I have here. I know we're getting near the end, but I've got way too, well, of course, I review games. So my first JRPG that I got way too into was Robotrek.
I do not know that
I don't know that one. Do I know that one? Hold on, I got to check this.
I'm going to scroll through your games now.
All right, you do that. Yes. Super Nintendo. Enix game. Yeah, buddy. Wasn't it weird that once upon a time there was an Enix and a Square?
What about Enix Square?
No.
No? Is that not a thing?
Yeah, no. There's so many freaking games that I have.
Oh, look, Puzzle Quest.
Yeah, that actually is a shitty thing.
Oh.
That Puzzle Quest sucks.
Oh, there's Transistor.
Yep.
You do have a lot of games.
I do have a lot of games. And a lot of them are good. I mean, if you're looking for something a little bit artsy but cool, then try Grist, Gris.
I've heard that. I remember seeing that one.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Hollow Knight is hard as balls.
Do you ever still play Warframe?
No, I haven't played in forever. Oh, and go down one. No, this one right here. Was it Cadence of Hyrule, Crypt of the Necrodancer?
Featuring The Legend of Zelda?
I literally...
That is such a long title.
Why
do I know the
wish
name
that,
Dead Cells?
I wish... Huh? Oh, Dead Cells is a really good game. That's probably right up your alley. It's a randomly generated dungeon where you're trying to run through. It's hack and slash. It gives you a plethora of different weapons that you could choose from and upgrades and stuff. Of course, you die and you retain some of the stuff to make you even super duper stronger.
I feel like I know that name from somewhere.
But that Cadence of Hyrule, it's a rhythm-based game, and there's just enough lag, at least for me, how I play it, that I can never hit it on what they consider the rhythm, and I want to punch things because it will, after you fail so many times, to be like, would you like to disable the rhythm thing so you could just play the game, which basically just makes it like turn-based? And I'm like, fuck you!
There you go.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, we've gone over our time limit. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, of course, we do this every single Thursday from about 8 p.m. Eastern. Well, we start at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to about 9:15 Eastern Standard Time. We do this every single Thursday. If you have a topic or a question or anything of the above, please drop us something in our Facebook page, our Discord, which I am going to...
Quick, link to Discord.
I'm going to link to Discord.
Oh my gosh, it's so slow.
Or any of our social media things. Basically, we do this show so that we could talk about what you want to talk about. I mean, that's basically what we do for our...
living.
For and panels and conventions. And of course, I try to stream every Tuesday and Sunday. Those are a little bit hit miss. It depends on like a lot of real life factors. But that being said, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank everyone for tuning in to the Altered Confusion Thursday Night Hangout. For myself, Charlie, and Zealeus, it's been a pleasure giving you everything coming in our heads, our mouths, and of course, our hearts. We'll be back next Thursday for another Altered Confusion Thursday Night Hangout.
Remember, kids, keep on gaming in the free world.
Amen to that, brother.